Hey everyone, Nick Prvonozac with Fisherman Central and FC Marine Group. Welcome to this week's episode of The Flippin' Truth. Today I just wanted to give a recap of the recent NPFL tournament we just finished up last week on Lake Eufaula in Eufaula, Alabama. I ended up 4th place, so I was super excited to get the year started off in the right direction and looking really forward to going to Wright-Patman in Texas for the next event. But we just wanted to go over a few of the baits, or all the baits really, that I used during the 3-day event on Lake Eufaula. It's just a little general recap. So the first day, the water was still a little chilly, and I started out throwing a swim jig. This is a Mega Bass 3/8 ounce. They come in 1/2 ounce as well. I was throwing a lot of shad looking style baits. This one is kind of unique because it has the blade on there and it doesn't impede with the action of the trailer. And the trailer I chose to use was the Keytech 3.8 in a white pearl color. I threw that around the shad areas where I saw them on my graph, and ended up catching a decent keeper, very first one of the NPFL, and to start the day off right. I mixed it up also. I threw a jackhammer chatterbait. Also teamed that up with this is a 3/8 ounce, teamed that up with a Kamikaze big bite bait swim on. And if you haven't seen this swim on, it has incredible action, a lot of action on the tail there. It doesn't impede with the vibration of the jackhammer, so it's a really good fit for that style lure. Later in the day, I tried looking to see if any fish had moved up, because we have an off day on Wednesday, and the weather was getting really warm Wednesday and Thursday. So I looked around. I did see a couple. They weren't very big. Ended up catching those on looking at them with a white tube here. Rigged that up on a little 3/8 ounce weight and 10-pound test fluorocarbon, and caught those fish pretty quick. And it was getting a little later in the day, and it didn't have what I needed. And I knew the sun had been out and the fish aren't pulling up, so I figured in my mind that they would move to the mats. And I had some deeper mats that I located in practice, and I went to those and started throwing a Yum Woolly Bug, black and blue. Threw that on a 1 ounce weight with a 5/0 EWG Superline hook, and went punching, and ended up punching up 2 5-pounders, and ended the day with 16.5 pounds. Great start for the first day. I was super excited. I think I was sitting in, I don't know, 3rd, 4th, or 5th, somewhere around there, top 5 for the first day. So looking really good. Looking forward to the next day. I was getting ready to, I thought to myself I was going to just punch all day and have a mega bag. And I went out for 4 hours the second day of the tournament and never had a bite. So, you had to regroup, rethink, like, hey, something happened. These fish they're either moving up or they're moving out, and I figured they were moving up. So I went a little bit shallow, and I picked up a Booyah Pad Crasher, and started throwing that around shallow vegetation. I also mixed it in. I was trying to figure out if they wanted a faster bait, so I had like a Stanley Ribbit rigged up, and also like a Zoom Horny Toad rigged up on a screw lock 6/0 hook here, and frog hook, and threw that around. But it seemed like they wanted the slower retrieve. Caught a 3-pounder pretty quick. It was about 11:30ish, and so I figured I'd run that pattern. I had it in the back of my mind some areas where I knew there was some more shallow vegetation, and I ended up rolling in there and saw another fish that I was able to catch looking at it. And then I went to work with that frog, and man, by 2:30, 3 o'clock, I had 18 pounds 2 ounces in the boat, and super excited. Came in, jumped up to 3rd place. Really excited for the outcome for the 3rd day. I thought I was going to really blast them on that frog. And so the 3rd day was on Saturday. So I ran to my first area, and there was already about 4 boats in there from another local event going on. And I kind of picked and chose around in there, but it was very hard to get even a spot in there. So I ended up leaving with no fish. Went around the corner about a quarter, half mile away, and there was no boats in the area. So I started fishing there and ended up catching a keeper on the Booyah Pad Crasher. And I saw some shallow stake beds, some brush in the water, and I ended up picking up my lighter weight Yum Woolly Bug here, and with the 5/0 regular EWG on 17-pound line and a lighter weight there. and pitched that around the wood and ended up getting a really big bite, and I missed it. I was like, it was awful. It would have been a really good start to the third and final day. Gave me the direction I needed to go, but with only having one small fish and it was getting later in the morning and the sun was up and it was dead slick calm, I figured, you know, there's got to be some big ones moving up shallow. So I went looking for them for the next, 3 or 4 hours and caught several. I caught like probably, I don't know, 6 or 7 looking at them, and just never saw any big ones. They were all just those, 14 and a half, 15, 16-inch fish up to 2.5 pounds. And I knew I needed a big bag to win the event. So I went back to throwing the buoy pad crasher and ended up catching a couple more bites. And but they weren't big enough to really help me and get me to where I needed to be. But I ended the day with 11.5 pounds and ended up 4th for the first event. Super excited, like I said. Can't wait till the start of the next event. But all these baits that we were here, we just wanted to help you, show you the baits and walk you through like our thought process and how the days went. And you can check out all these great products on our website at www.fishermancentral.com. And if you like the video, make sure you subscribe and like our YouTube channel at Fisherman Central YouTube. And we're going to be bringing out a lot of new episodes, a lot of bringing you some tactics that we use throughout the tournament year, and also some baits and techniques that we're going to be using throughout the spring, summer, and fall. So make sure you stay tuned. We're going to have some really good stuff coming your way.